Welcome back to another episode of Magic 3D Printing. This episode we're going to be talking about ERRF, the East Coast Rep Rap Festival, first one that they've done so far, as compared to MRF out in Indiana, which is they're in their 8th year. Got a lot of cool stuff while I was there. Got some nice stickers, which is were pretty cool. Picked up some filament. There was Turtle Pasta introduced a brand new filament. It's from it's called Tom's Orange. It's a sort of a mandarin type color, but in any case, it's brand new. Just was released at the convention and looks really nice. It's an HT PLA, and for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it's a high temperature PLA, and it can also be annealed in the oven, so that's pretty cool. Also picked up a spool of polyalchemy, a yellow that I thought was really neat. Saw some pieces that were printed there from SolidWorks, and had a really nice shine to it, so I was really impressed with that. Also picked up a couple of rolls of not PLA, a couple of ABS, yellow and gray. I don't do a lot of ABS printing, but for 10 bucks a roll, I thought it was worth grabbing them. Also printed up a bunch of maker coins for the to give away. For those of you who aren't familiar with maker coins, it's just something that people sort of do, like trading cards to swap with other makers. What's sort of neat about this is I use samples from my maker boxes that I get every month, and so on this particular one, I fed in some red. And I used it on a CR-10S, and when it squealed, I stuck in this case a roll of white and let it finish, and then I just kept fitting in various colors to make maker coins. Came up pretty nice. So the footage I've got is about an hour long, maybe just a tad over, but there were some amazing things there. We had a great time, saw some very cool printers, printer kits. My wife fell in love with a huge printer that was a demo unit that was about 2,800. Needless to say, I didn't buy that one, but I would encourage you. I know there'd be some stuff in the video that may be of interest or may not, but I would encourage you to watch the video all the way through, because there's a couple of things specifically of unique interest to most people. Number one, there's a company who's released a brand new product, just about to go on the market, I should say, that will add multicolor to any printer. It was absolutely amazing, and you'll see that in the footage. Another thing is this product, which is 3D Gloop. There's a version of this for PLA, for ABS, and for PETG. Really, really interesting stuff. I'll be doing an actual separate review on this. This can be used as a bed adhesive. It can be used to adhere parts together, and you'll see how strong it is in the video. And it can also be used to adhere materials of different types. So if you've got a PLA part that you want to attach to PETG, this stuff will do it. So you'll see more in a separate video about that. So that's about it. Like I said, watch it through. You're going to see a couple of really unique things in there. I apologize for the camera work up front. It was my first time using the Hero 4 shoulder mounted. I won't be doing that again, but it's not bad. There are some issues with the audio a little bit, just because there were so many people there and so much noise, but I think you'll enjoy it. We've got a lot of stuff queued up. I apologize that I haven't posted a video in a little while, but I've got about a half a dozen things I'm all working on at the same time. Some really, really neat things. The next video you're probably going to see is going to be something on the new Stinger automatic bed leveler. In fact, it's done, and if you can hear the noise in the background, I'm printing some sample pieces using that ABL. So let's get to the footage. I hope you guys enjoy it. We had a really nice time there. So we'll see you soon on Magic 3D Printing. Good morning.
Yep. Max. Hey, pleasure to meet you. You too. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
P3.
Oh, cool. Hi, have you been scanned?
No.
The track is set up down there.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting there.
You gotta smile though, you're on camera.
Oh, very cool. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
I gotta get to the right app.
You'll be on YouTube.
Yoo-hoo! Cool. All right. And you're checking your James? All right, one more. And already checked in. So it's got both of them on one thing.
All right.
There you go. There's two of you.
Yep.
Here you go. Feel free to take one of each of the sticker, the coin, and the Magicoo. And welcome. We're glad you're here.
Thank you. All right, so here we are, day one on the ERRF convention. It's just 10 o'clock now, and looks like we're going to have a great attendance. Printed solid.
I would decide if but I think it's, again, it's like pushing the envelope. Have a good show.
Hey man, thanks.
Say hello to YouTube.
I'm Don.
Don?
I think I've met you before.
Probably. Were you at Murph?
Not this year, previous year.
Okay, okay.
So I met you at Murph?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you exhibiting today?
No,
Okay.
no, just stopping in with the wife to shoot some footage for the YouTube channel.
Okay. What's your channel name?
That will call us when he gets here.
First booth inside the door, I already like it.
Yeah, that's how I ended up with the Artemis.
It's all my fault.
Well, I wouldn't call it fault.
Look at the print red on this one, Jim.
That's G-Create. That's probably a raise. Hello. Say hi to YouTube. So you guys got a little different layout than you had at Murph.
Yeah. What's a more big print?
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful.
The G medium, not the G not
Very nice. Just to make sure I get all of your beautiful prints in here. Yeah, this is especially interesting. Does it actually work?
Yeah, it turns.
Wow.
Which one? You can touch it, it's squishy.
Tolerance test?
What's that? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I use it for. I want to find out if I'm over extruding or under extruding.
Very nice.
You print one of these and we can see right where the sweet spot is.
So tell me about your printer. I'm grabbing a little video here for YouTube for my channel.
This is the Jelly Box. This is actually our 2.0. It debuted out at the Midwest Rep Festival. It's geared toward education. And there are a couple of different ways you can do it. You can get one of the flat pack boxes and build it yourself.
Nice.
Or you can do it with one of the classics where they take 2 days to not only sort of escort you from beginning to end, from flat pack to printer, but also teach you about how to maintain it, how all the parts work, why they put them together the way they do, and also kind of tell you about some of the progress from the beginning to where it is now.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What's the MSRP?
This is $950.
Okay. And the build volume?
Build volume, what is it again? 180, 170, or 170, 180, 160.
Not bad. Yeah, that's a great idea to be able to do something educational.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Following instructions. Take a keychain, take a sticker, and take a card, but do not take the Mickey ears. So are you using standard Velcro, or that's
no, this is dual lock.
Dual lock?
Yeah, from Korea.
Okay, I have to remember that.
It's going. Most of my stuff has some sort of mechanism that works.
That's very cool. Wow.
Works on that. Most of these are available on Thingiverse, so you can print them out if you want to.
I've seen some of your pieces out there.
I got a YouTube channel where I have videos on all this stuff, like how I build them.
In fact, you'll be on mine.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Nice.
So, what's your channel called? Who are you?
Yeah, my channel's called Code Printables. I'm Ali. I like to design things that have some sort of mechanism that move around. That's a lot more fun to me. So, pretty much all my stuff kind of moves in some way. This is the neuralizer from Men in Black, so it pops open.
Wow.
All the models are available for free on Thingiverse, so check them out.
That's amazing.
I got videos on all this stuff. So.
Let me leave you a coin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Awesome. Nice. Check your channel. Do you have a channel too?
Right on the back.
Yep. Awesome. I'll check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Beautiful work.
Thank you.
Enjoy the show, man.
Thanks, you too. Top with articulated arms. Front prints is two pieces. One piece like this, the arms up, and the handle presses in, and then so when it spins, the arms kind of flare out.
Nice.
It's also on Thingiverse, so print away.
You
can take one too if you want.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff for Toys for Tots at Christmas time.
Okay. Yeah.
And we will definitely.
Kids.
We'll definitely.
My son is 1.5, and he has me spin it over and over and over again.
That's so neat. Yeah, you're going to see a outreach to the 3D printer community for Toys for Tots next month. Yep. We're going to be sponsoring.
Nice.
So a lot of the guys will be asking for things to print.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah, that's a good one.
Great. Thanks again, brother. Looks like a type of volcano extruder.
This frame. This particular frame was assembled yesterday by 6-7-year-old kids during workshop.
Wow.
That's why don't judge it. It's a little bit off.
Not perfect, but it's nice.
Still, yeah. .608 ZZs.
Yes, and it's possible to tighten them, like make them free. With this bolt, so you tighten them, it just goes not so smooth.
Very nice.
So this is Piper 1.
Oh, Matthew Snow is building a Piper 1. He's a friend of mine.
Yes, I know. I was almost working.
Yeah, he's building the 500 by 500. It's a monster.
Yes. So this is Piper 1. This is Piper 1 version 2. Difference between them is you see how this is something my son built, by the way.
Okay.
So you see how it's snapping on, it's snapped over here.
Okay.
So this is because of how you, layers are going like this, and you're trying to clamp them around 5. It's snapping. So for version 2, I designed this drawing.
Okay.
So main part, the green one, is still printed like this. Those brackets, they printed like this, and they fold it because it's not easy to break them.
I'm surprised you're using bearings in the top of these and restricting that. A lot of the times we find that if we don't restrict the Z rods, that we don't have as many problems. Exactly like that.
I found one thing. I have built one printer for school.
Okay.
And I found that I put a knot here, which I 3D printed. It was like, it's not with a cone like this.
Okay.
Cone shaped knot. And this knot was also stretching a little bit off.
Yes.
That printer was the best Piper 1 printer.
Wow.
It's like most precise, I would say.
So you're using really good rods though when you do that. They got to really be perfect.
And you may see the green one was printed on this guy.
Okay.
And the red one was printed on that one. You may compare those two. So you may take it.
Oh, thank you.
Not take it, but just look at them.
Beautiful. Yeah, those are gorgeous prints.
So on this one, this printer is Piper 2. I did not release it yet.
Okay.
I will be, but I did not. So what this guy can do, it can make prints like this.
Wow. That's gorgeous.
It's also conduit system.
What layer height?
0.2.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Wow. That is really amazing. 0.2.
You know this surprise yet, yes?
Yes.
It was printed as one piece on that guy.
Wow.
Now, this fire truck also was printed as one single piece.
Wow.
Now hold your breath.
Oh my gosh. That is truly amazing.
Yes, it is. This is great model, by the way.
Yes. Well, and a great printer, obviously. So your Piper 2, when do you plan on releasing that?
I was planning to release it before ERRF, but it's still work in progress. I'm still doing some issues.
It's a beautiful looking printer.
It can print up to like 104, it can print 200 millimeters per second.
Wow.
It will not be very good, but it can do this. It can go as far.
Well, a lot of them can't. They just can't do that speed at all, regardless of quality.
This guy will not be able to run it 150, 130. It will not be able. It will get stuck. But this is able. This is Core XY design. And if you see motors for XY, this is one motor, this is another.
Okay.
So they're staying upside down. What it allows to run one belt underneath, another belt on top, and they're not crossing.
Wow.
The belts are not crossing.
That is a truly amazing design. So when do you think you'll be happy with it to release it?
Currently my main issue is, which I'm trying to fight, is this is the model where gantry moves up and down.
Okay.
And the gantry is heavy.
Okay.
So if you turn off the printer, it starts falling down.
So
I'm thinking, trying to find which ways I can do, what I can do to solve the issue.
Very, very nice. Very exciting.
The mostly printed CNC. That's not okay. Have you ever seen that guy's website where he does the mostly printed 3D printer?
Thank you for your time, by the way.
Sorry.
All right.
Thank you for stopping.
You bet. These guys, you'll never get support from any company the way that you will from CNC. These guys, I mean, they just do a mind-blowing job. I mean, everybody, you talk to anybody who knows deltas, and you mention an Artemis, and they'll go, "Oh my God, I'd love to have an Artemis." I mean, it is like the king.
How much did you pay for it? 2?
18.
Oh,
I got it as a show special. Printer in a box. That's pretty cool. Got the,
yeah.
But it looks like they got the motherboard. It must be like an acrylic case or something.
Yeah. Makes sense because you don't want anything falling in there and cramming down on top of it.
Maybe a display. It's got a, but he's got the attaches. And here's the only guy in the show who has a printer that doesn't work.
That's not true. I will find photographic evidence of that if need be.
By the way, this
Help
is
yourself, guys.
this is my son.
Hi, Matt.
And this is Matt.
Nice to meet you.
I told him that your brother was Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, but he looked at me for a
Targaryen.
Oh, is that right?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, you're not,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
If you're not up to date, yeah.
Oh yeah. Love it.
Targaryen, did you get that?
Yeah, and the hair just doesn't match. What can I say? He's got that jet black hair.
But have a great day. Thanks, guys.
Hey. All right, guys. Say hello to YouTube.
Hi there.
It's like a pretty good show for a first shot, huh?
What's that?
First time for an ERRF.
Yeah.
Pretty good attendance.
Yeah,
Nice
great.
show.
Yes.
So what are you guys demonstrating today? Showing any particular product or just showing off the filament?
Well, we brought a new release today, just here first. It's Tom's Orange.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's great.
Tangerine orange metallic.
That's great. Wow.
It was really a lot of fun to make that. Tom made a great video sharing the process of making.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. It's so fun to share the craft, you know.
Are you guys selling any samples?
I have samples, but we're also selling the spools.
Can I get a spool?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So, all right.
Well, we're also hoping to see, as sort of love to see not just reviews, but more like projects demonstrating how things are useful or why they're interesting. So you can review, is it good, is it bad, or does it do this or does it do that? But for me, I'm interested as we move forward to see like how do you use the filament? Like what's an application?
Yes.
What's a use case?
You know, I don't know if you saw Joe, 3D Printing Noob, his most recent video. He very specifically addressed that he wants to get away from doing reviews and get much more into doing projects, which I think people will really enjoy.
Well, and then it's hard to say like there's a lot of stuff that would review well at this point, and then it comes into like sort of like what's right for the project or what's interesting to you.
Yes.
Like we have 10 metallic colors now. I mean, whether a color is good or bad is a personal preference.
Sure.
Like what do you like? So
Absolutely.
if it all sort of prints with a good experience, and like there's also other brands that are going to print with a good experience, then it comes into like what do you like and what's right for the project. And I think that's a different thing.
There's not a lot of really bad filaments. There's a few bad filaments,
right?
But finding the right look, the metallics, transparent, the right colors. There's still a pretty limited number of colors that are available on the market. So I'm always looking for new colors, right?
And that's where we've had some focus of like trying to grow that. The colors even is only one thing, then finish. Like so
absolutely, yeah.
Solid, translucent, matte, metallic, like something like a silver, soft pearl,
there's so many ways to complement color with different finishes even. So.
You bet, absolutely. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. I'll see you guys online.
All right.
So this is they're doing a community build of a wall. It looks like this. I printed 4 pieces for him. There's Tom. Yeah, he must be here though. Unless somebody got a sign before. Oh, they're building it. Where are my 4 parts?
I can do it later. Do you mind doing it? Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, yeah, we can do it when we're done. Because I mean, I honestly want to pick this up and pick that if it's good enough. If we can stand. You're here tomorrow? No, I'm not. I'm only here today. Yeah. You might not get your wish. I got the white balloon. Although this is a separate platform from the table, so we can pick it up. If you can, otherwise I'll get up top and see what we can do. I got you. No worries. Yeah, I'll come see you. Feel this just to begin with. I'd be a little worried about flexing it. Yeah, no, I'll come by later.
That's going to be a little heavy, isn't it?
No, but I estimated with my really light pieces, like these, that it was going to be 25 pounds. Most people printed with infill the whole way up. I didn't do that.
Wow.
That was as light as possible. A part like this took a part like this one would take me an hour and a half to print. Most people took 8 hours because of the amount of infill they used.
8 hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't 10 or 15% infill, I'll say that.
Well, see, I sent out recommended settings of 20%.
And that's what I used.
Did you?
Yeah, I did 4 of the pieces.
I figured, I figured, anybody with a printer, whether...
I promised you one.
Yeah, thank you. I figured anybody with a printer with those specifications that I gave, it wasn't you have to do this, it was, here's the recommendation.
But it was a good set of recommendations.
Because anybody with a printer can print that and have a successful
That's why I did so many pieces. I mean, just like done.
Yep.
But no, this is coming out great. It is. It looks like you pretty much got all of the pieces.
All the pieces are here. I think those are just stragglers. This one is missing. We do have one missing? Yeah. You have one? You have the...
That's awesome. All right. Uncle Jesse. Say hello to YouTube.
Oh, hello.
You're not used to being on YouTube at all.
No, not at all. What you don't know is there's like a million takes that go on.
Oh, I'm sure. I get sick.
I like that rig though. That's a very nice walking around, getting lots of good footage.
Yeah, I'm sort of getting used to it. I'm thinking about changing over to something else. I don't have to do this and this.
It's always got your perspective of where you're.
Yeah.
For the most part, as long as you keep your head straight.
But at least you can monitor it on the phone, which is nice. You can walk around and see exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, go for it.
I want one for my granddaughter.
Yeah.
And you do some beautiful work, I got to tell you. So impressive.
Well, it's only as good as when I can find the files online. I unfortunately am not skilled enough. This is Kevin, 3D printed props. He's who I admire. So.
Everyone keeps saying, can you see through this?
Yeah, you can.
So I gotta put it on and
These were actually sort of projects like a community build as well.
I was gonna guess they were because all different pieces.
Right? It's really amazing looking, though, aren't they?
Yeah, that's good.
Jim Franks, Magic 3D Printing.
Nice to meet you, Jim. So we are You want to? Where do you want me to start? Give you the basics, or just walk you through products? And
Give me the basics first.
So we're M3D. We've been around for about 5 years. We've put about 120,000 units out into the world.
Nice.
We got our start with the Micro, and it was the first low-cost printer, and it kind of kick-started the consumer low-end that we like to think of. We've since grown up a little bit. We're getting into multicolor printing. We're getting more into the kind of that prosumer level, 16-inch build volume, dual, complete chamber. Chamber gets up to 80 degrees. Dual zone heated bed, that type of thing. But we think the future is multi-material, and that's one of the reasons why we're going after multicolor. Is right now there's no way to slice multicolor, multi-material. There's no way to design and save multicolor, multi-material.
Right.
And there's no file type for multicolor, multi-material. It's just the world haven't done that yet. And so multicolor is a way that we made everything open. And we released a board and a head that you can put on any printer, and then we're also selling a printer with it. Get it out, keep our margins as low as possible, so that in a year or two, we've got the slicer, we've got the file type, we've got the saving, the CAD software is all, the modeling software is all cut out. And now we can start to print things. Multicolor is sexy. It's what a lot of people are used to when printing 2D. But now when I get to multi-material, now I can print things that are better wired, better structure. I can do thermoplastics, I can do conductives and non-conductives all in one part.
Wow.
That's what we want to get to. So our vision, before I retire, and before Michael retires, the CEO, we want the replicator. We want that to be a thing that my kids have. So we've got to get to the point where we understand how we design to additive manufacture, multi-material, multi-densities, multi-temperatures. So if I'm doing metal and plastic, for example, I need to be able to control 270, and then I also need to be able to control 1300.
Right.
How do I do that in that same space? And that's what we really want to figure out. But I can't even get there until the slicers, the CAD software, and all that other stuff.
Got to catch up, yeah.
So we're doing a big push, 4-in-1, 2-in-1. This one is, and then this one has 2 out, 2 in, 2 out, the Pro Mega, and then it also has 2 in, 1 out. And you can see what you can get with 2 in, 1 out. Just 2 colors, yellow and blue, but now I got 150 shades because I got that many layers of different colors.
So you're actually doing color blending, unlike just color switching, you might say.
You can do both.
Okay.
So this red and blue one were printed at the same time with a waste filler, and you just went back and forth.
So if you do a color switch, are you doing a purge block or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now it's purge block. We're hoping to have a code change to Cura and potentially Simplify 3D that goes from purge block to purge info.
Nice.
So now I'm not really wasting as much material. So that's where things like this, code-based stuff, then we'll go to so you can see, this is a small scale, I got a bigger one. So this is full color switching, and the purge block is about that big. But now I can do 4 colors.
Wow.
This is a fun test print. It's small, it's not the greatest detail, but figuring out retraction, for example, on 4 different materials has been fun. So that's one of the places that we're still doing a lot of research. So this gets released in August, and we're getting closer to making that a real thing.
That's amazing.
That is really, really cool. Our cool next project, gradations there. I wish I would have had it done. I don't know if you guys have ever played Catan, but we went, so this is Hurricane Katrina. I want to be able to print up 4 color Catan tiles and print up a Catan board.
Wow.
So there's only 3 companies that can do this right now. So you've got XYZ, and you can buy their printer that prints white and then colorizes it with their HP inkjet head. Then you've got pretty much the Prussia and also the palette approach,
right?
Where I'm slicing the filament and then putting that filament in next. So it only does hard color changes, but it's semi-automated 4-color hard color changes.
Right.
And that approach is out there. And then this is it. And we think this is we try to keep it as low as possible.
So I got to ask you, how are you coding color blends?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know of anything that G-code that will allow you to produce a blend of colors.
You just change tools.
You can't change tools, but as soon as we put this out there, we didn't even have it out. We just said this is what our next product is. And we said this is the board we're using. So we worked with Duet to make the new Duet 2 Maestro board.
Right.
It's capable of handling 7 motor controllers. We said here's the board, here's the firmware that we're using, here's the printer head that it's capable of. And a month in, someone had created a plugin called Melt for Cura this is someone out there, one of our super users, said, all right, when you guys are doing your testing, as soon as you have that head ready, try this.
Wow.
So we tried it, had bugs, and we figured it out, and now they're on their 3rd or 4th iteration. Now they can do, so that's how that was done.
That looks thin.
Okay.
So this block was done. And it's also how this was done. So Melt Cura plugin just goes from one color to 2 to another, or it can do a color melt to another color melt, or it can do 3 color melt, so color A, B, C. They figured it out. So that's our expectation is, as we make this available, the 7 to 10 million people that hack away on their 3D printers around the world, in a year, we're going to have an semblance of how the community and the industry, I think, really wants to coalesce around multicolor, because as soon as we do that, multi-material is now a viable next step.
Oh, it's every 3D printing person's dream, and being able to RGB or CYMK or however you're doing your blending is the epitome. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So that's really, really impressive. I'm blown away.
Well, here's the cool thing,
and say whatever you want to say for the public, because it's going on YouTube.
$649 for 4-color mixing with the Duet board, fully network enabled.
With a Duet,
and a printer. That's 214 by 214 by 230 build volume. That's how we want to catalyze. We almost named, so the printer's name is the Crane, but we were really debating using the word catalyzed for the name of the printer, because our goal is to catalyze the industry, and so that a year from now we can start to move into the place where we really want to be. So that's what we're hoping, because you can't, just for the price of the board.
And you can upgrade any printer.
Yeah,
right?
So you can put it on.
So you're dropping in a Maestro board, okay, excuse me, a Duet, right? Is that, and the Maestro is not out yet, so which version of the board are you guys using?
The Duet 2 Maestro, we are the OEM that worked with Duet to make it.
Oh.
So it's out at pre-sale. We've already shipped about a dozen beta units. And then it has the ability for a 2-slot expansion, so it comes with 5 Trinamic drivers, and it can come with an additional 2 more.
Which drivers?
Trinamics. Number, I want to say they're 224s. I don't remember the Trinamic.
Okay.
But we partnered with them on this, and we are now the U.S. distributor, and we're the production partner as well.
Wow.
And we wanted to bring the price down on this so that we could enable that, and that was the whole goal. Because this is, now that the board is affordable, I can put this in any printer. Now that the head is affordable, the head is about $199 if you want to buy it just by itself. You can put that on any printer. So I got it on a Prussia, I've got it on a CR-10S, I've got it back at our shop, I've got it on a Replicator 2 by MakerBot. Put it on anything you want. I don't care how you do it, but if we can figure out multicolor in a year and a half from now, I think this show looks very different in 2 years.
Yeah. You bet. You bet.
That's what we want to have happen.
Wow.
So you guys are going to do kits without the printers as well?
I don't care what you do.
Okay.
So
you said you were selling with a printer. You sell it without a printer?
Yep.
Okay. How much is that?
The head by itself is $199. Okay. The board by itself, I think, is going to retail for $119. And then if you want the head, a printer, and a board all together, you can get it for $649.
So a little over $300, you can convert any printer to full color. That's amazing.
And I use the word term full color just a little bit guidance. You'll get about 50,000 colors because it's a 4-color. You either get black, or white as a key, or transparent, depending on what you want to do. So you get about 50,000 colors out of a 4-color combination. To get full, what we call full color, you actually need a hex head, a 6-in.
Right.
If this does well, we're probably going to do a 6-head. So
I can't imagine that you won't do extremely well.
We'll see.
That's that's mind blowing.
The printers we've already sold about 300 of. And then for the heads, I think we sold about a little over 200, and the boards we've sold a little over 200. So these are all pre-sale, and then everything goes on retail starting in August.
You're going to get them out to some of the big reviewers and stuff, because you know Joel and a lot of those guys, we go crazy over something like this.
Yep. And we can't do it until that printer is bulletproof.
Yeah, but I cannot imagine that this isn't going to be absolutely massive, because it is the dream of everyone who prints on a 3D printer. So, well, thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Let me get a full pan of your sign here. That is truly amazing.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Take care.
Nice meeting you as well.
Morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Got to get some footage for my favorite vendors.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, nice.
And we just so have
So, give me the Capricorn spiel.
All right. So, what you can get today in the market, you will get body tube, our PTFE tubes designed not for 3D printing. It will be designed for other applications, like water applications, wires sometimes. But for 3D printing, we came up with Capricorn. It will be designed and applied for 3D printers. We got two series in our products. It's TL and XS. The TL is light blue that you can see the filament goes through the tube, and it has a standard size 2.0 by 4, and the XS has a darker blue because of the additive actually made it dark. As well, its size it's 1.9 by 4. Which actually we made the inner diameter more tight for the filament to go through it. So we didn't leave any wiggle room for the filament to wiggle inside.
So especially for flexibles and stuff, It's got to be much better.
That's why we were able to. This is a Ninja Flex. You can actually feel it.
Wow.
We printed this on a Delta printer using a body.
And I'm pulling your leaves off here.
Oh yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you can put it over there. This is a coconut, by the way, also on a board in Delta as well. The XS as well, the additive allows the tube to handle the high temperature and not to deform easily if you want to print in a high temperature. While you have to be careful because of the gassing when it's really high, because the PTFE will off-gas some.
Sure, absolutely. Although I don't know if it off-gasses any more than some of the filaments.
Exactly, yeah, you have a point there. So
yeah.
I have to mention that because it's kind of also safety is number one. So that's what we have here. And we just launched 2.85 on March. So you can actually also get from the both series.
Nice.
For the big size for 2.85 filament.
Good.
Yep.
Great. All right.
We have a really good deal today, and we have a coupon as well. All these prints are actually using our body tubing. As you see, this is
yeah, that's a great print. I've done one of those for my grandkids, and it's fantastic.
My mom's got a Husqvarna Diamond.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate it.
How did you end up using it for your range? Did they just metal?
Good morning, guys.
How are you today?
Doing good. You guys so you guys are doing the Palette Plus now?
We are, yes.
Well, why don't you give us the spiel?
Awesome.
Be on our YouTube channel.
Cool. So as you see, we're from Mosaic Manufacturing. We're based in Toronto, Canada, and right now we're working towards building an ecosystem for multi-material and multicolor printing. So the Palette Plus is on the market right now,
and what that enables you to do is enable your existing printer to print in both multicolor and multi-material. It's powered by our companion software Chroma, and that allows you to do the different color transitions that you can see here and a bunch of other effects. So you can take a look and see that we have to take up to 4 inputs here on the palette. They come through and come together in this merger area, and this is a cutting tool. Where the exciting stuff happens is right here. So you can see here where this peak block is, where the glass tube, and this is a hot tool. So if you can imagine it like this piece of filament there inside the tube, it's when this hot tool is applied to it, it's being heated, and at the same time it's moving back and forth in order to create a splice, something similar to this, where the filament ends are fused together.
Nice.
And then from there, it's cooled by this fan, and then that single strand multicolor filament is fed into your printer.
So how does it, I understand that you, that when you slice a file, that part of this has to be, part of the code goes into the Mosaic, or the Palette Plus, and the other part to your printer. So how does that all work?
Okay, so I'll just use this as an example. So when you're working in your slicer, the Palette Plus will use G-code that's created from Simplify 3D, Cura, Kiss Slicer, and Slicer. So similar to how you would set up multi-material prints with a dual extruder, each part of the model that's a separate color is also a separate STL and assigned a different tool head. And once that G-code file is exported from your slicer, once you load that into our software Chroma, it'll create 2 file outputs. One of them will be for the palette that will instruct it on how to create specific lengths of filament for the duration of the print. And then a modified G-code file that considers all of the transitions will be sent to your printer.
Very nice. Now I understand that when you set up the Palette Plus, it takes a little bit of calibrating or something. I mean, some of the guys online have sort of mentioned that it's taken, they haven't really specified how much time, but they've got to sort of play with it for a while to get maybe the transitions or something. Got to get something calibrated.
Yes. So that is true. So as part of setting up the Palette Plus for the first time, you do a calibration print, and that's just the first step in getting your printer and your palette to communicate with each other. One of the benefits of the Palette Plus is that it's compatible with many of the printers already in the market. So that just requires sort of getting to know your printer, what settings really work well, and then that calibration print, you want to see those same settings translate over. So yes, there can be a bit of a learning curve, but
like any new device,
like
right?
Any new device, of course, for sure. But at the same time, we have excellent support, and we're there to walk you through the process.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Morning, Matt. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
So we've been doing fulfillment for them and helping with selection and stuff like that. So the transition's been smooth. We are going to be making some small improvements, like there's a lesser expensive filament in there to make sure that sample is higher quantity than normal. So instead of a 50 gram, you would get a 75 gram material. We're going to try and do that in each month.
I know, I'm a subscriber and I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, and like everyone says, they don't care what they get as long as they get their candy.
That's right.
But you will get some swag. There's contests that we've been running now, golden ticket type contest.
We don't have very much new weather.
What was it? St. Patty's Day, we had copper in the box.
Right.
And we ran a contest for the best printed shot glass.
Yes, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so, that kind of stuff is fun. $20 a month for 4 samples of stuff you'd like to experiment. This is the thing, because it is a 1 fill, 1 technical filament, and 2 filaments that you could run on even a $200 machine.
Yeah, I actually found sort of a novel use for that. I'm doing sort of rainbow-colored maker coins. So I feed one into a CR-10S with a filament sensor, and as soon as it squeals, I toss another one in. And if I want more changes, I'll print multiple coins at one time. And
these benchies that you were showing off, they're actually from one of our customers. He prints a benchie and a tag for every sample he gets.
Wow.
And he was kind enough to loan them to us for the show. and you can see, you know, there's a nice range of everything from the iron to recycled soda bottles.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So, like I said, for $20 a month, it's not a bad way to experiment. Cheaper than my full roll of heat.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I know one of the samples because you guys had Joe Mike Carinella doing the monthly thing.
Yes.
And one of the samples one month was a glass fill that he had a terrible time with.
Yeah.
But that's sort of cool because that's memorable, right?
Right, and that's what you're trying to do. It's like play with it on a little sample so you don't have to buy the whole roll and find out that it doesn't run on your machine.
Yeah.
You hate it. You know, and you will hate a filament here and there. You know, it's not, you know,
there's no way around it.
And it's much, you know, better to, you know, find out on a small sample of $20 a month than buy a big roll and then find out you absolutely hate the item.
Absolutely.
And there's other people that are doing podcasts about our stuff, and we don't even know about it. We wrote down 3 names yesterday of people who are doing, you know, like a Maker Box Monday. One guy was doing, and we had no idea. So
yeah, that's amazing.
We're check them out ourselves.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So,
all right.
Yeah, people are enjoying it.
And you guys have got quite a setup here this time.
Yeah, pretty solid. Brought in most of the shop.
Yeah,
you know,
this is probably a bigger area and more stock than you guys had at Murph.
Yeah, I believe it is. I wasn't at Murph, but Dave was. And we even got the enclosures that Dave designs, and plenty of stock that we've been literally selling out of every day. So
yeah, actually, I bought one of the enclosures at Murph.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's worked out very nicely.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy the show.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
So what are you guys showing here today?
So, as what's left, mainly they're just small prints. Sorry, I was eating.
That's okay.
But, normally, before I print like a piece that's full size, I'll print little ones to kind of see. And plus, I had to fly here, so everything had to fit in one suitcase.
Where are you from?
Dallas, Texas.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You're not the only person from Texas here.
Yeah, Mitch, the backpack kid.
Yes, he's a buddy of mine.
Yeah, we're the same. Yeah, we're part of the Dallas Makerspace.
Oh, so. Awesome.
Yeah, but I'll print like, this is like a shoulder pauldron that I worked on.
Okay.
But the actual one is about this big, so.
Gotcha.
You know, I print little ones and then.
Might fit Mitch though.
I'd be like, here you go. And then these are some stairs showing like the support, like how the resin prints do, but they're still.
Now, what would you approximate that print would cost you? Because I know the resins are expensive.
Correct. So like my actual cost I think is 17 cents a milliliter.
Okay.
So and the whole thing's like $150 for a liter, but don't forget when you add supports, that's adding material as well.
Right.
So I think this piece had cost like $4.50.
Still not bad at all.
Yeah. No, not bad at all. But it's actually like it's pretty cool because it's a dice roller.
Oh wow, beautiful.
Isn't that pretty cool?
So does that take like a castle type?
Yes, it's a little castle thing and it has the bottom.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Yeah, the resin prints are absolutely phenomenal.
So this is one I sanded, obviously, and like painted, and took a while. But
this was resin as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
A single piece, and then I added like the battle marks for it in the design and ZBrush. Because normally you would do that like stuff after you do the 3D print, but I wanted to kind of see what the resin printer could do. Yeah.
Wow, that's probably one of the bigger pieces I've seen done on a resin printer.
Yeah, and it came out pretty well. I didn't sand the inside just to show you still have to you still got to sand the inside. But yeah, it's heavy.
Beautiful.
It's got some weight to it.
Wow.
But yeah, and I always do like little silly things. Like this is my phone charger and it's a coffin, to awake the dead. But yeah, but this is their new color resin and it's beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
So it's a color kit, like RGB, and you mix your colors, and then you can.
How are you mixing colors?
So the resin has a base, and they give you the blue, white, black, magenta, and what's the other one? There's one other one, but whatever your RGB color is, you would mix a little bit of the pink, a little bit of that into your main resin, and then you shake it, and then that's the color.
Wow!
So,
wow!
This
That's
is like a little
neat.
bit of a magenta and then a little bit of a blue. And
I did not know that you could mix resins.
yeah, this is their other color kit. Turned out pretty good.
It turned out beautiful. That's a great shade.
But usually small little gadgets that I had stuff people could take earlier on, and lots of fun things.
So everything here is resin.
No, not everything. I also do like these are right here. This is ABS, but I'll finish in print.
Nice.
And as well, my other pieces. Well, yeah. So and this one's like the tough PLA.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit of give
nice
to it
flex
too.
to it.
Yeah, they're good. They're strong, but not brittle and not too flexible.
And what filament is that?
This is the tough PLA.
Tough PLA. Okay.
So there's some good ones here. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course. You want to see how heavy it is?
Thank you very much,
Yes,
by the way.
Thank you.
That is surprisingly heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. Resin's a little
But the way you put the padding inside, that's going to make it a lot more comfortable to wear.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because I can sand the inside and it's heavy and it's like just if I want to wear it.
That looks great.
Oh, I love the Azkaban prison.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the first time I ever used. You ever use like ABS slurry?
Okay,
So
yeah.
that you take your ABS and your acetone. That was the first time I've ever done it, and I tried to sand it. So I was like, it's not perfect, but I was like, I did it, and I'm gonna bring it, and it was.
It's cool
it was
looking.
Funny. It was like I don't know. I made the design in 10 minutes, and I shared it on Thingiverse. And
Is that right?
Downside, I'm like, it's simple and funny. You can use it for like costume or.
That's terrific. I love that.
Yeah, that was just simple ABS. I didn't even do anything. But using my my pair of spare parts with acetone, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Have you ever tried magic goo?
No, so actually somebody mentioned that they're here, right? I think they were giving some away.
Actually, they've got some of the registration decks. You should give it a try. I love that stuff.
Everyone has said that. Okay, I think I'll try it compared to the glue stick, right?
Oh, yeah, way better. Way better.
Okay, I'll try it. Where are they at?
Okay, we are at Neri's booth at ERRF 2018, and thought we'd stop by and check out some of the cool stuff that he brought to the convention.
You can subscribe to both our channels or we will find you. I want to give him one too, so we'll find you.
There you go. So you brought some really great stuff today.
I got awesome critter stuff. What are you interested in?
Oh, this guy, for instance, is that's one heck of a print.
On a CR-10 in vase mode.
In CR-10?
Thick,
wow.
2 pieces, so this comes off. It's tacked on for the show. This is going to fly. I'm going to put a shaft at the center here, or a motor tube, and I'm going to put a rocket engine in this.
Wow, wow.
This is the one that looked closest to being aerodynamically stable, so it's going to fly.
Hopefully that'll come down in one piece. You'll need a big chute on that.
Well, 2 pieces with a big parachute.
Nice, nice.
This one I've already flown small scale, so I know it's stable. And I know where to make the center of gravity. I just got to get the center of gravity right about there, and I'm good. So that'll fly. That's 2 pieces.
Very cool. A lot of rocket cones.
Yep. That's what I do. I make nose cones for my rockets. So you'd have your typical rocket with your paper tube and the nose cone would fit on the rocket.
And of course, your soon-to-be not the world's largest.
Somebody's making 100%. And don't forget the world's smallest.
That is really sweet. That's amazing that you can get a piece that
Actually,
small.
that fixed focus should be okay. Nice background for that.
Yeah, perfect. This is a Star Trek piece?
Yep, this is Voyager. I printed this with almost no support whatsoever. So this here is sliced right here. So that prints like this, no support. And then this half prints like this. There's a reason I chose this slice point.
Okay.
That's because these nacelles touch the print bed. No support.
Nice.
I only needed support for this little bit in here.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful quality
really nice
too.
finish. CR-10.
Amazing.
You want to see some truly amazing stuff? There's a user on Thingiverse. His name is MECG. M-E-C-H-G. He makes these old Estes rockets. And here's a Mars lander with actual flexing legs. And this is all to scale.
So what provides the flex in those legs?
There's a rubber band inside. I'll show you. This is cool. 3D printed right into the design. This is only like 5 pieces. It's all bayonet fit. So this all bayonet fits just like that. So inside there you have the hooks.
Wow.
Rubber bands inside.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Just bayonet locks right in place. The guy is a genius. The skill it must take to be able to design that is out of this world.
Yeah, that's a really impressive fit.
And every one of them fits perfectly. So a nose cone, put a tube up the middle, this will fly.
Beautiful.
He's also got the A4 bumper whack, Starlight, Aries, and the Nike Smoke. They're all gonna fly.
Very cool.
Eventually I'll make one of these guys fly too.
That would be
Some
fun.
fins and rockets in the feet, just send them up.
There you go.
And if you like polyalchemy, this is a cheaper alternative. This is from 3D Solutech. It's their Ultra PLA line, so it's just like polyalchemy.
Where are they out of?
I don't know. Probably China.
Okay. That's a beautiful
it's
print,
on Amazon. It's $22 a kilogram.
Wow.
It's 1/3 the price of polyalchemy.
Yeah,
They have the whole range. You got the green, that's Aria the Dragon. Then down there you have Adelinda in blue. And then the little Chief is their new black color.
God, the filament's beautiful. What filament is this?
This is Zyro Twinkling Red. It's one of my all-time favorites. That's Twinkling Blue.
I love this filament.
It's showing up some color on it.
That's the Zyro. That's not a bad price for filament either.
$22 a kilogram.
Yeah.
This is their Twinkling Blue. This is the Wish from Fantasy Graph, printed on my Ender 2. The quality and detail is just out of this world.
I love the sparkle in that. I mean, that's just gorgeous.
I want to make a giant one of these. I got an S5 now. I want to make a massive.
Oh, you got
one.
an S. That's right. You do have an S5 now.
Plus, a pumpkin.
Which is always cool.
I'm about to blow out your microphone. If you're wearing headphones, sorry.
That's great.
This is actually not available anymore. This is Zyro Twinkling Clear, which is awesome because it looks like ice.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I did like 3 perimeters and a high level of infill just to give it that solid ice look.
We'll have to check
T-Bone
out
Tornado.
the Zyro filament. It's very nice.
I think I've got a roll of their stuff. Don't they do a like a color blend?
I don't know.
Or maybe I've got the yeah, that was Strong Hero.
Yeah.
I think the other one that I got from them was a marble.
Oh yeah, I wish I had one here. The marble is amazing.
Yeah.
Someone just posted this to Thingiverse. It's a vase print that's for dual extruders. So I was like, I'm not being denied. I separated the parts in Simplified 3D and then printed them separately.
So you were actually able to separate the mesh.
Oh yeah.
That's
This
impressive.
is on the CR-10. This is on the Ender 3. And then I printed the little pins. Just shrank them by 3% so they fit.
So, question for you. When you print a model like that actually has pieces that are printed on different printers, as long as they're well calibrated, shouldn't be an issue, right?
Yeah. I had to shrink the pins a little bit to make them fit, but yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
This is interesting. This is a set of parts drawers. It's all vase printed.
Really?
We figured out how to vase print that. So it's fast. And the drawer is vase printed.
Wow.
So super, super fast print using very little filament.
Very nice.
And of course, Angus loves his mega egg.
Yeah, Angus, who does
torture test egg.
I think one of the guys said it wasn't the torture of the printer, it was the torture of the user.
Slicer, yeah. So these all slide. I think it'd be neat one day to make a lampshade out of this.
That would be
and then
neat.
you can turn the wheels to adjust how much light goes through. So that's cool. He got a kick out of that.
That's a beautiful print, man. What was that done on?
On CR-10.
CR-10, really?
You want to see a really high quality print?
Yeah.
I knew that was bound to happen. This is in Filamentum Vertigo Galaxy, and this is printed on the Ender 2.
Wow.
This is the Razorback from the Expanse.
Yeah, the
to avoid
detail in
support,
that is
I
amazing.
cut it here so I can print it like this.
Sweet.
So get close
Sweet.
here. The details in here are just out of this world.
It's really nice.
Truly
what is this? What is this print called?
This is the Razorback.
Razorback.
It's a racing spaceship on the Expanse.
Wow.
But incredible print. It's like 30 hours on an Ender 2.
Crazy. Wow. Wow. It's hard to believe that you can get that quality of a print on such a small printer.
Yep. Such a cheap printer.
Yeah.
I did my derby car in it too. I didn't win, but it's still cool looking.
That is.
So that's my little Back to the Future derby car.
Beautiful.
That's in the Vertical Galaxy too.
You just got to feed Mr. Fusion there, right?
Yep. Well,
I
agreed not to feed Mr. Fusion, and one of my competitors agreed not to use the quantum drive, so kind of a truce.
There you go. There you go. Awesome.
There's my group, Hatchbox Wood.
That's a monster. I've never seen one that big before.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. Terrific.
I've started my own Luby Cat in Pet G. That's on the Ender 3.
Now that's that design was done with
loose triggers. Yep.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I love the cats. They're just so cool the way that they're done.
Here's a single extrusion print, a vase mode, giant. So this whole thing was printed with just this touching the bed. I left the brim on there to show you how little was attached, and to print it like that.
And that vase, and it still probably took a while though on that, didn't it?
This is like 12, 14 hours or so. It was a while.
Man.
This was printed on the ANET E10. So it is a decent printer. So I don't suggest buying it, but it's a decent printer.
Yeah, I've heard of a few people picking them up, but there's so much out there right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
too expensive for what its build volume is.
Making a selection. I mean, although it's great to have channels like yours that really build them and show them off.
You got snakes, all print in place snakes.
Nice, nice. That's great. All right, brother. Well, listen, thank you.
Of course. One more thing. The absolute best thing you can possibly do with a 3D printer. A legit working Slinky.
I can't imagine. I absolutely
This is not a sliced STL file. It's actually a vase print. It's a continuous extrusion. It's an extruded Slinky on a 3D printer, and it feels like a Slinky.
I wonder how they actually calculate the slice.
The guy's a genius. It's not a slice. It's a set of movement instructions. It's really weird. I understand the basics. Basically, a vase print is where you make a shape and you raise up while you're making the shape. This makes a complicated shape while it's also performing a simple shape spiral. So what it does, it draws an X 4 times. And then each time it draws the X 4 times, it moves forward and keeps drawing the X, all the way around as it lifts up and draws the Slinky. Genius. Wow. That's why you can't get an STL file. It's procedurally generated. He actually uses a mathematical formula to generate the Slinky.
So what was that printed on?
That was printed on a Michelangelo.
Wow.
Cheap little printer.
Wow.
Anything will print it. So you go to Thingiverse and do a search for Magic Spring. There's a couple sample G codes. You gotta play with speed and temperature until you get it right. Too hot, it seizes itself together. Too cold, it tears itself apart. Too fast, same thing. But he also has JavaScript there where you can enter your data values to generate the code to make whatever Slinky you want.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Wow. I'll have to check that out.
Adelinda and my Decapicat.
The biggest Decapicat around. That's cool. All right, brother. Listen. Where's your clock?
I'm gonna get my big giant maker coin. I want to hang it on there.
Nice, nice. All right, brother. Thank you for your time.
Good luck, man.
We'll see you at hopefully whatever the next show is.
I hope so. Keep my victims happy.
Okay. So we are at ERRF 2018 and talking to the guys from 3D Gloop, a new product that is multi-purpose and quite interesting. So why don't you give us a rundown about the product and the release dates and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. So I'm Andrew. I'm one of the co-founders at 3D Gloop. We're a startup company and we're based out of St. Louis, Missouri. What we've created is a multi-use 3D printer adhesive, is what we call it. We're on Kickstarter right now, and our campaign ends on July 1st. What we've made is multi-use 3D printer adhesive. You can use it for bed adhesion, part adhesion, and part smoothing, which there are a couple videos online right now. It's pretty simple to use. It is solvent-based, which we like to tell people right off the bat. For safety, if you're going to use it as a bed adhesive or for gluing parts together of a reasonable size, basically don't drink it, don't puff it, read the safety information on the website. If you're going to be using it for print smoothing or gluing prints together that are like 1 square foot or 2 square foot, something huge, work in a well-ventilated area like a garage or outside, and wear a respirator because there is going to be a higher concentration of solvent. Now, we have our main product is a brush-on applicator. It looks like this. To use it as a bed adhesive, I'll come over here. All you do is take the product, and then you can brush it onto your build surface. It works on glass, it works on tapes like masking tape and painter's tape, and it works on actual PEI sheets, but not coated PEI like on the Prusa printers. If you print on those, you're going to need to use tape or something on top, or else the loop is just not going to come off.
And so can you apply this to a cold or to a hot bed or both?
You can apply this to both a cold and a hot build plate. Our claim to fame is that you can print ABS on a room temperature build platform. So this was printed out of ABS, Hatchbox brand, on a room temperature build platform. It was printed on a mirror tile just like this on that CR-10S printer over there.
Wow.
So you can see the warp on it is essentially non-existent. I don't have a much better demonstration than this right here. I can even put it down here. Now, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should, and we don't recommend that you print ABS on room temperature build platforms, because then you're going to have a lot of other problems too with your upper layers. But we guarantee you that your bottom layers aren't going to pull off the build platform. We recommend printing from 40 to 70C, 70 for ABS, 40 or so for PLA. You can go all the way up to 70 for PLA. We don't recommend that you go above 80, 80C and up on your build platform. We'll start to break down our elastomers that we have in the adhesive, and instead of having a glue sticking to your build platform, you're going to end up with a release agent. The next biggest question we get is print removal. If you have heated up your build platform and let it cool down, print removal is easier than if you have just printed on a cold surface. If you heat it up to like 60, you let it cool down, PLA prints like these, you can pretty much twist off with your hand, and you'll have a little bit of a film on the bottom, and you can just touch that up with some Scotch-Brite and it takes it right off.
Beautiful.
ABS takes a little bit more work. We still recommend printing with the brim because it is a colder temperature, and it just really helps stick it down, right? You're going to get the best chance of your print succeeding. All we use is like a Built-Tack spatula or a scraper that came with one of the printers. You work under the corner of one of the parts and it peels straight up. Same thing if your PLA is really stuck, which it can be sometimes. Once you start getting it to come off, it peels right off.
Sweet. What about cleanup?
So cleanup is something everyone else, a lot of people want to know about, how easy is it to get off your build platform. This is, one layer we recommend doing 2 or 3 different coats. All we use is a glass scraper or a razor like this. You can take it and it just peels right off the build platform.
Wow. Wow, that is amazing, man. That's great.
I did want to have the caveat with that if you do print on PEI sheets, we recommend is that you test a small corner first. Our beta testers had great success with PEI, but there were a couple of using cheaper PEI sheets with different makeups, and the solvent did actually eat through part of the sheet. So if you're buying the PEI sheets to put down, we don't want someone to ruin what they have with our product. Just test it out first. You're guaranteed to be safe on glass, mirrors, and tape.
And I love glass, personally.
Yeah, me too. So that's the bed adhesive part. Like I said, ABS on a room temp build platform where you can print ABS in open air on simpler printers or cheaper printers, more entry level, to help open it up to more people so you don't need an enclosure or an upgraded heat bed, and you don't have to wait an hour for you to get up the temperature. The next part of the product is print adhesion. These are 2 PLA printed handles. It's a 1 square inch union. It's a butt joint, so there's no features on the inside. I can twist on this all I want. If I had another person with me, I could show. We do tug of war.
I actually did that yesterday, and I was shocked. I mean, we really laid into that baby and could not budge it. I mean, if you want to glue something together, this stuff really is an amazing adhesive. I was astounded.
And unlike super glue, it actually holds effectively. And unlike 2-part epoxies, you don't have to mix something and it's not a mess. You just brush a little bit on one surface and the other. You press the pieces together for a print this size. I held this together for about 1.5 minutes. Let it stick to where it would hold itself. That's not near full pure strength. You can still tear it apart. But if you sit it down, we let this sit for about 2.5 hours, and that's when we tested it. We pulled on this as hard as we could, and that was up to full strength.
So you've got about a minute or two if you've like stuck it to your hand, or in other words, you can you can get things apart for a minute or so, but after that, it's going to do its thing.
Yeah, yeah. But too, unlike super glues, it is designed for 3D printers, so it's for 3D printing filaments, right? We have ABS, we have PLA, and we have a PETG prototype. So it really is only going to stick to other plastics. The plastics will fuse together. It's actually how it works. These middle layers where you see the print are actually now fused. It's a single unit. That's why likely if you twist this and break it, the handle's going to break at the layer lines here or here, and not at this unit.
Wow.
It does work on ABS. This is an ABS handle. It's a little smaller. We also say that you can do part smoothing. You can kind of see that this has a little bit of a chalkier color on here. If you hit that up with some metal polish, like the YouTuber Make Anything did a video on, he did a beautiful job on showing how to use this for print smoothing, and he followed good safety steps and did it in a well-ventilated area or respirator. You know, you can get a surface like this, but if you hit it with a clear coat afterwards, you get a really glossy finish, and it pulls that right out.
And I think you mentioned that it also, if you smooth it on, it actually strengthens the part overall.
That's actually what I was going to talk about next. We've got a couple pieces here. We've got this little weight stand, and is one of our demo pieces. These are 2 25-pound weights, and these are 2 different pieces.
That's insane, dude.
We printed this out of PLA white and pink. You can see the layer lines here. The white was printed in this orientation, and the pink was printed in this orientation. You can kind of see where those layers are, right?
Okay.
The blue and this pink are the same way. Blue is to show that that's going to be our weak point. It's a half a square inch, 3 walls, 15% infill. So when you pull here, those are going to want to separate and break.
Sure.
So to help prevent that, so this actually holds, we brush the product on, and it actually fuses those outer layers, and it increases the strength tremendously of your print if you're going to use it for something like that.
Wow. Wow. That, I got to tell you, I think you guys are going to do extremely well with the product. I know of nothing else on the market even close to it, and with all the versatility, and I think you guys can actually bond non-similar types of material together.
Yeah, so right now we've got the ABS and PLA, and you can fuse ABS to PLA, which this is just a little print. Green is ABS, the white is PLA. You can pull on this as hard as you want, you know, and the layers are going to separate. Now we will say that's not going to be as strong of a bond as this like plastic to a like plastic. When we finish the PETG formulation, right now this is a prototype, it's the same thing. You can glue PETG to ABS or PLA and whatever other common.
Wow.
Like I said, we are on Kickstarter, and we have 2 versions of each product. So each one has its own type. We have a PLA product, an ABS product, and we'll have a PETG product.
Now do the products vary as far as the product that you put on the bed? Does that vary from what you would use for smoothing?
So that's what I was going to talk about. The 2 options. This is like our flagship product. It's thinner, and this is our main adhesive. You can kind of see the consistency there.
Okay.
This is what you would brush onto the bed. This is what you would use for print smoothing right now. We don't have anything else available. We're working on some things. If you read the stretch goals on Kickstarter, we'd like to actually make an aerosol, like a spray paint version.
Wow.
If we get enough of our funding goal. You can also use this for gluing prints together. That's what we've glued everything here together with. We do offer, this is called Glue Glue. It's very, very, very similar to what we have in these jars, but it's a completely different consistency. You come over here, you can see that it's like a paste. It's much thicker. So if you're going to be working with finer details, or you're a precision piece that you need to glue together, this is going to be much easier to use because it's not as thin as using this product. Like I said, you can find us on Kickstarter. The campaign ends July 1st. We have an estimated time that we want to have all of our backers have their product shipped by the end of August. And then after that, you can still order on the website, and as soon as the backers have their product, it will be like anything else. You can just place an order and ship it in.
Terrific. Terrific. Man, that's awesome. I really want to thank you for spending the time to do the interview, and I wish you guys the best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.